My name is Alistair. I am your conference lesson teacher for today, and as we can see on the screen, our conference is here. It's called Talking About Your Daily Routine, morning, noon and night. Okay, so we're going to improve fluency with everyday actions today. Well, let's get started and have a look at the items within our conference lesson today. Of course, our first part will be to look at the morning routine. So starting your day. Agenda point number 2 will be noon routine, work and school. So noon is another word for midday. Number 3, evening routine, all about relaxation, the things we do to relax in the evening. And the last part, the night routine, going to bed, the things that we do at the end of the evening before we go to bed at night. Okay, well, let's get started and have a look at a morning routine, starting your day. Okay, well, I'm just going to, let's have a look. Got another microphone to turn off there. Wonderful. I think we are good again. Okay, so morning routine, starting your day. Let's have a look at this. So waking up and getting ready. So every morning we follow a series of simple actions that start our day. We use the present simple tense to talk about routines. Okay, let's check the most common verbs. Okay, so we use the present simple tense to talk about routine action. So let's have a look at some verbs related to our morning routine. So daily routine verbs, I'm going to read through each of these twice. Okay, so wake up. Number 2, get up. Number 3, brush, teeth and hair, brush. Number 4, take, for example, take a shower. Number 5, get dressed. Number 6, have. So in English we say have breakfast, have lunch, have dinner, rather than take. We use have. Number 6. Number 7, go to work, go to school. Number 8, study. Number 9, work. And number 10, sleep. Okay. Well, that's a list of some very useful verbs to talk about daily routine actions. So let's think about some common morning activities. So describe what you do regularly in the morning. These actions are repetitive most days. Now I have 2 examples here. I usually make a cup of coffee and check the news on my phone. I usually make a cup of coffee and check the news on my phone. Second example, my brother always gets dressed quickly and eats cereal. My brother always gets dressed quickly and eats cereal. Okay, so these are examples that describe what someone does regularly in the morning. So what I would like you guys to do, if you want to participate, is to write your own 2 examples in the chat of things that you do regularly in the morning? So I'm going to do it too. So I'm going to write in the chat, I wake up every morning at 7:15 a.m. Okay, so there's another example. So if you want to participate, take a moment to write something that you do every morning. Okay, so we've got an example here already. Fantastic. Every day when I wake up, I like to practice yoga. Okay, so every day when I wake up, I like to do yoga. Very good. Then we have another. First, I drink a good coffee. Oh, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So first, I drink a good coffee before going to the shower. Okay. We have another one here. I usually sleep in on Saturdays. Ah, you are lucky. We have another here. I usually take my breakfast. Okay, so this is an example of a sentence which doesn't translate so much from French to English. We usually say, I usually have my breakfast rather than I usually take my breakfast. Let's have a look. We've got some other examples. I always drink a tea. That's a good one. And then Raymond's correction of good from God, of course, not a God coffee. Okay. I usually brush my teeth after breakfast. Very good. Every day I usually make a fruit salad. Very healthy. And I always drink a coffee and eat an egg. That's great. Okay, well, thanks very much, guys. These are all excellent examples. And you guys have also picked up on a couple of words there from the examples, usually and always. So we'll come back to those words during our lesson today. But let's continue. What a fantastic start, though, everybody. Well done. Well, we have some sample dialogue here of morning routine between two friends, Bob and Brian. So let's have a listen to Bob and Brian's conversation. Bob, what time do you wake up on weekdays? Brian, I usually wake up at 6:30. I take a shower and get dressed right away. Do you eat breakfast at home? Yes, I eat toast and fruit. Then I brush my teeth and leave for work. Sounds like a good start to the day. Okay, very nice. Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Brian. Well, let's think about some useful morning expressions. So use these expressions to describe your routine clearly. So some helpful expressions here. I usually, every morning, after I, before I. Let's have a look at those in some example sentences. I usually drink coffee before I take a shower. I usually drink coffee before I take a shower. Every morning, I open the curtains and listen to the radio. Every morning, I open the curtains and listen to the radio. After I brush my teeth, I get dressed and prepare my bag. After I brush my teeth, I get dressed and prepare my bag. Okay, so some useful morning expressions. Well, let's move on to noon or midday. So the noon routine, either at work or at school. So going to work or school. Explain how you get to your workplace or school. Examples. I take the bus to school at 8 a.m. I take the bus to school at 8 a.m. She rides her bike to work and arrives at 9 a.m. She rides her bike to work and arrives at 9 a.m. We walk to school together and start class at 8:30 a.m. Okay. So I can see a question in the chat. What is the curtains? Okay, well, that was from a previous one and someone has helpfully answered rideau. So yes, those are curtains. Now, we have an exercise for you here to think about. It's for you to explain how you get to your workplace. Okay, so we've got 3 examples there. If you would like to participate, please write your answer in the chat. Okay, so we've got one in the chat there. I ride my car to work for 35 kilometers. So with car, say drive, not ride. So I drive my car to work for 35 kilometers. Okay, that's a great example. I take my car to go to work. Okay, very good. So I usually work at home. So I walk into my office. That's my example. Okay, we've got another one here. I walk to the train station every morning. Okay, I walk to the train station every morning. I take the bus and the train to my office. Very good. I usually ride my bike to go to work. Okay. I ride my bike to work at 9 a.m. Fantastic. Not ride my car, but I drive my car. We ride a bike, but we drive a car. So I drive my car to work for 30 minutes. Okay. It's only 7 kilometers because it's near Paris. Okay, great. Fantastic. So guys, wonderful. You've all given some examples there of how you get to your workplace. Okay, fantastic. Well, we're going to continue. Let's have a look at the next one here. We've got some daily tasks and responsibilities. Let's have a look. So in this case, we talk about what we do during the day at work or at school. For example, I attend English class at 10 a.m. I attend English class at 10 a.m. He writes reports and answers emails. He writes reports and answers emails. We have a short break at 11. Okay, so these are examples of some moments or daily tasks during the working day. Okay, well, let's continue, guys, and have a look at the next part of the day, having lunch and taking breaks. Aha, so lunch is an important part of the daily routine. Every person has their own ritual to enjoy lunchtime. Let's have a look at some examples. I eat lunch at my desk at 12:30 p.m. I eat lunch at my desk at 12:30 p.m. They go to a nearby cafe and have sandwiches and juice. They go to a nearby cafe and have sandwiches and juice. We usually take a break and walk around the park. We usually take a break and walk around the park. Sounds nice. Some very nice lunchtime routines there. Well, let's have a look at another sample dialogue for at work or school, this time between Paul and Molly. So let's have a listen to Paul and Molly's short conversation. Paul: what do you usually do after class? Molly: I go to the library and study. Then I eat lunch with friends. Do you bring lunch from home? Sometimes. I like cooking rice and vegetables. Sounds healthy. I just grab a quick sandwich. That's convenient. True, but homemade food tastes better. Okay, so a sample dialogue between two people related to their lunchtime routine. Okay, here we go. Let's bring up the next part. So, daily routine example. Now, we've got two screens here of some sentences related to a daily routine. And on each slide, we have adverbs of frequency. So we can use the adverbs of frequency to help describe daily routine. Well, let's listen to these two slides of dialogue. I usually wake up at 6 a.m. and get up quickly. I always take a shower, get dressed, and have a quick breakfast. Then I often drive to the office and start work at 8 a.m. In the morning, I usually answer emails, attend meetings, and work on projects. At midday, I often have lunch with colleagues and sometimes walk outside for fresh air. In the afternoon, I normally finish my tasks and call clients before I leave the office. In the evening, I return home, sometimes cook dinner and often relax by watching TV. At night, I usually read a little, plan the next day. I always go to bed at 11 p.m. Okay, well, let's have a look at the next part of our day, which is the evening routine. It's time to relax. So what do we do to relax? Let's have a look. Let's find out. So we've got here some time expressions and frequency. Use these words to talk about how often you do something. Okay, so we've got these adverbs of frequency. Number 1, always. Always. Number 2, usually. Usually. Number 3, often. Often. Number 4, sometimes. Sometimes. Number 5, occasionally. Occasionally. Number 6, seldom. Seldom. Number 7, rarely. Rarely. And number 8, never. Never. Adverbs of frequency help us talk about how often we do something, the frequency of our actions. So evening routines include both responsibilities and relaxing activities. Let's have a look at some sentences. I go home at 5 p.m. and relax for a while. She cooks dinner and washes the dishes after eating. We sometimes go shopping for groceries. Okay, so the first sentence there is all about relaxing. I go home at 5 p.m. and relax for a while. The second sentence is a responsibility. She cooks dinner and washes the dishes. And the third sentence, another responsibility. We sometimes go shopping for groceries. Well, let's think about the relaxing side of things, relaxing and entertainment. Evenings are a great time to relax. Let's have a look at some examples. I like to watch a movie after dinner. I like to watch a movie after dinner. My brother listens to music while doing homework. My brother listens to music while doing homework. We often play board games as a family. We often play board games as a family. So what do you usually do in the evenings? Haha. So another chat exercise for you guys if you would like to participate. So we want to think about some of the things you do to relax at home during the evening. I like to watch a movie after dinner. Okay, my brother listens to music while doing homework. Okay, well, we have some examples already. Fantastic. Let's have a look at these. I often work in the evening, so I seldom relax at home. Oh, okay. So I often work in the evening, so I seldom relax at home. Another one here, I like walking in the garden. Another, I like to read after dinner. Okay, great. And another, I always read a book after dinner. Okay, the next one's quite exciting. I do archery on Thursday evening after work. Okay, so we've got the verb do or make to correspond with faire. But in this case, we choose do, not make. So I do archery, but a fantastic activity to do after work. Robin Hood style. I usually watch a movie. Yeah. Another one. I walk with my dog every day. That's nice. And I often read after dinner or watch a movie when there is a good movie on. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So lots of different things there that people like to do to relax. Okay, we have another one. I always play with my children and read them a story. That's a very nice way to relax as well. Okay, well, once again, thank you everyone for your participation. And again, you're thinking about these regular actions. You're using this present simple context, and often you're using those adverbs of frequency to help talk about a routine. So well done. We have another one here. I love to play guitar. Okay, very nice. Excellent. Well done, everybody. Well, let's continue and have a look at a sample dialogue for the evening, for evening plans, this time between Andrew and Betty. Okay, let's have a listen to Andrew and Betty. Andrew, what are your plans for tonight? Betty, I want to relax. I'll probably watch a movie and eat popcorn. Nice. I need to study a little, then maybe go for a walk. Sounds peaceful. Let's talk again tomorrow. Sure. Have a great evening. You too. Enjoy your walk and your study time. Okay, well, thank you, Andrew and Betty. So we're going to move into the final part of the day, the nighttime routine, going to bed. So getting ready for bed. This part of the day helps you to relax and sleep well. We've got some example sentences. I take a warm shower and brush my teeth. He sets his alarm and goes to bed at 10:30. We read in bed. Okay, so some example sentences there of things people do when getting ready for bed. So we have a got a night routine example here. So we're going to have a look at this. So take 2 minutes to analyze this night routine. Okay, so I'm going to read through and have a look and listen at the same time. After dinner, I usually wash the dishes and tidy the kitchen. Then I take a warm shower and brush my teeth. I often put on comfortable pajamas and make a cup of tea. Sometimes I watch a TV show or read a book to relax. I always check my phone and set my alarm for the next day. Before going to sleep, I turn off the lights and lie down in bed. I close my eyes, breathe deeply, and fall asleep peacefully. It sounds very relaxing. Okay. So we've got a sample dialogue again for the night time, for bedtime. This time between Anna and Steve. Anna, you look tired. Going to bed soon? Steve, yes, I'm exhausted. I just brushed my teeth and put on my pajamas. Do you usually sleep early? During the week, yes. I need to wake up at 6 a.m. All right, sleep well. Good night. Okay, so quite likely perhaps a phone conversation at bedtime. Okay. Well, we've nearly finished for today. We've talked about these different moments of the day, the morning, noon, evening and night time. So let's have a look at our conclusion for today's lesson. So in conclusion, speaking about your daily routine helps build confidence and fluency. Use simple vocabulary and the present simple tense. Practice regularly, listen to others, and describe your day aloud. Express each moment of your day. Let your words build your fluency. Okay, so talking about your daily routines, we can do to help our small talk, perhaps in a work context. But there we are. That is it for today. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you all for your attendance and your participation today. There was lots of chat participation today. We've had some great examples. But that is it for today. So it just remains for me to thank you all on behalf of everyone there at Cercle de Langue. There they all are. I hope you all have a great week. I will be back here again next Monday for the next installment, for the next conference.